Welcome to the Explainer. So today we're focusing on that little blinking box sitting quietly in your living room. You know the one, your home Wi-Fi router. Most of us literally never give it a second thought once it's plugged in and the internet is working. But it is actually hiding some completely fascinating, cutting-edge capabilities right under our noses. To understand just how wild this is, I want you to picture something for me. Just imagine walking into your room. There are absolutely no security cameras mounted on the walls. You aren't wearing a smartwatch, no fitness tracker, and there are zero traditional motion sensors rigged up in the corners. You are totally unplugged, off the grid, so to speak. Yet the room knows exactly when you stepped inside. How does it know you're there? Well, that home router sitting over on your shelf, it already detected your presence. This completely shifts our paradigm of what Wi-Fi actually does. It's not just a signal for your phone anymore, it's a sensor. Okay, let's dive into this with part one, the invisible observer. Most of us kind of just think of Wi-Fi as this invisible cord connecting our laptops to the internet, right? But the reality is, your router is constantly pumping out radio waves. They're filling your living room right now, bouncing off the walls, deflecting off the couch, the TV, and yes, they are bouncing directly off your body. Every single time you walk across the room, or even just shift your weight on the sofa, you're interacting with this dense, invisible web of signals. So let's look at part two, how Wi-Fi sensing works. So how exactly do we go from bouncing radio waves to tracking human movement? Well, think of a calm lake. If you drop a stone or if someone stands in the water, their physical body disrupts the water's natural ripples, right? Wi-Fi works the exact same way. It's just that instead of water, we have radio waves. When you move through a room, your body disrupts the Wi-Fi signals. And instead of our eyes watching the water ripple, artificial intelligence acts as the eyes, analyzing those invisible disruptions in the radio waves in real time. Now, to anchor this analogy in the actual science, we need to look at a term called channel state information, or CSI for short. Basically, CSI represents the microscopic details of how Wi-Fi signals travel through a physical space. By feeding these continuous, tiny details into an AI, researchers can literally teach the system to learn very specific patterns of disruption. The AI learns exactly what a person walking looks like in radio waves and converts it into incredibly precise, useful data. Which brings us to part three, tracking human movement. Because the AI is analyzing those tiny CSI changes second by second, the level of detail they can perceive is just staggering. Just look at this progression. It starts with the basics, detecting human presence, knowing if you're walking around, or picking up on simple hand gestures. But as we move down the list, it escalates quickly. By analyzing Wi-Fi disruptions, systems can tell if you're sleeping. And get this, in advanced research environments, AI can even measure the micro movements of your chest to track your breathing and detect the tiny rhythmic changes caused by your heartbeat, all through Wi-Fi, no wearables required. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is where the bleeding edge of this tech is heading. Advanced research is actually demonstrating body pose estimation using just Wi-Fi signals. Imagine a stick figure of your movements being drawn in real time, literally right through walls without a single camera. Now, to be clear, while this level of pose estimation is cutting-edge research and not a feature on your everyday home router just yet, it absolutely shows the astonishing direction this technology is headed. All right, part four, real-world applications. So why does all of this matter to you? Let's translate these sort of sci-fi capabilities into real-world applications, because the potential impact across diverse industries is massive. In smart homes, lights could trigger seamlessly on entry, no more lagging motion sensors. In hospitals, staff could monitor a patient's vitals just from the room's Wi-Fi, completely eliminating uncomfortable wearables. For elderly care, it means instantly detecting a fall to send emergency help. Factories can map worker locations to improve safety around heavy machinery. In security, you can detect intruders entirely without invasive cameras. And in robotics, machines can use these signals to flawlessly understand and navigate their physical surroundings. It's a real game changer. But we have to talk about part five, the privacy dilemma. Because with such incredible power comes, well, inevitable ethical friction. If radio signals can detect people, track movement, and monitor breathing through walls, all without a single camera, how on earth do we protect our privacy? Having a system that can invisibly map your home and read your heart rate creates an entirely new frontier of privacy concerns that, frankly, society hasn't really had to deal with before. It brings up some really tough questions. For instance, who actually owns this information? If your internet service provider's router is quietly listening to the heartbeat of everyone sitting in your living room, is that your personal health data, or is it theirs? And furthermore, How should tech companies collect and use this data? The logistical challenge of safely managing highly sensitive, invisible health and movement data is massive. The potential for misuse or interception is something that has to be taken incredibly seriously. Now, to look at it objectively, researchers and tech companies are acutely aware of this dilemma. The industry is actively developing privacy safeguards parallel to the sensing technology itself. They know that for this to be widely accepted by the public, the security and encryption around this invisible data has to be absolutely ironclad as the systems evolve. Let's move to and see how this builds into part 6, the future of Wi-Fi. So, what do experts believe is coming next for standard smart homes in the very near future? Well, picture a seamlessly automated home where lights don't just turn on when you enter, but they actually know when you sit down to read and automatically adjust the brightness for you. Air conditioners that sense your breathing slow down, detect you've fallen asleep, and automatically adjust the room temperature. Or emergency systems that quietly notice an unusual lack of movement from an elderly parent and immediately alert the family. It's the ultimate vision of an environment that naturally understands and reacts to human activity. So, the crucial point is this. Wi-Fi is no longer just a pipeline for internet access. The era of simply connecting your laptop to a router is officially over. As you'll see, it is rapidly evolving into a powerful sensing technology that is poised to fundamentally transform healthcare, security, and our daily home lives. Which leaves us with a massive, provocative question to end this explainer. Is Wi-Fi sensing an amazing, life-saving innovation, or the ultimate privacy concern? It's a fascinating balance for sure. I'll leave you to weigh the incredible convenience against the invisible risks sitting right there in your own living room. Thank you so much for joining me today, and keep questioning the technology around you.